Hello everybody and welcome back to Speed Force Racing. My name is JB, I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings, but we don't have any championship standings to look at because unfortunately our benevolent standings maker, Mike Bundy's laptop is broken. That's a pain. So yeah, we're in a bit of trouble there. But nonetheless, we are going to be taking you through tonight's proceedings here in GP2, GP3, try again, GP3. Not on my own note, because tonight I'm joined by Mr. SFR Recorded himself. Hello, Alex. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Very good. It's good to have you back, though, man. Doing commentary by myself was an absolute pain, so it's good to have you back. And
I should have left you to do this one. This is the longest. This is the longest race of the calendar.
yeah, absolutely. But it's going to be good. And it's going to be fun. I think for all involved. It's a good track spa. Love it to pieces. I'm just trying to get the most recent updated standings because I remember that obviously leading at the minute is Stam. No, not Stam. It's Sven. Second is Stam, and they came 1 and 2 in Monza. If you missed Monza because it wasn't live, it was a cracking race. I do recommend you go back and check it out. But we were talking. I talked to Sven after the race. After the interviews didn't make it to the video. He believes, like I do, that Ferrari are already thinking they've got one hand on that Constructors' Championship because it's almost over 100 points, if not over 100 points already. And their closest team, Alfa Romeo, aren't consistent enough. And also, back when they were really strong, Alpha, they had, I think it was Trainman in the team before there was a swap. So it's looking one-way traffic for constructors, but Stab's keeping it in there for the championship.
Yeah, nonetheless, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Well, last night there was a glitch lobby in GP4 where there was a barrier that had come onto the track and it was caused absolute havoc, I think, on lap 1. So I think that we might tentatively have a one hand on the red flag situation button just in case we see that barrier pry up once more here in GP3. So Alex, if you see the barrier, just ask me to take a look. If I deem it right, I will hit the red flag button and we will stop the race.
Yeah, is there a certain corner I'm looking at?
I think it's just any barrier on track. If anyone can correct that.
I apologise for my terrible cough.
Alex has been doing too much Tibetan folk singer.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Do I want to mention what you've been doing? Is it PG?
It's mostly been doing one-man commentary because you weren't here last week.
I did one-man commentary for years before you came along.
Maybe you're a bit more veteran than me.
Pardon?
You're a bit more veteran than I was. Even back then.
I'm a veteran who's too old for this now. Nonetheless, though, a 18-minute qualifying session coming up before we do anything else. We have to set
I think you said 80. I was like, Jesus. I was like,
no,
that's a long qualifying
I'm not
session.
doing 80. I did a full qualifying session in a 100% race once, and I died at the end. I didn't care. I was even saying, I was sat there going, why am I still doing this? I don't care. This has been 4 hours I've commentated now.
Sorry to cut you off, mate, but we've been given the green light to go to circuit.
Now, what can happen at this track, realistically, if it rains?
Really, Stam needs to get a pole position to really, I think, set Sven off, because Sven's been so good in quali. He was pole last time just because of so many mistakes at Monza. It went really well for Sven, and it kind of went from there. Stam was really good, but he made contact, and he got his way back up to second, but just didn't work out for him. Really good showing as well by a few other drivers. It was a first time podium as well, I think, for a driver as well. But again, that entire race is hazy for me because it was all done within like my own voice, so I kind of blocked that one out. But no, Stam needs to kind of get the mental edge over Sven going forward.
Radio message from the Toro Rosso garage from Lee Nell saying this is gonna suck. He doesn't like Singapore whatsoever. Felix in the house garage is begging for rain, so we'll see what we can get from the Singaporean circuit here. Cleanest city in the world, Singapore is. You can get a fine if you drop any chewing gum on the floor. Actually, it's a fine. If they catch you doing it twice, they'll put you in jail.
It is really, it's. I mean, to be fair, that's a pretty good law. I'll give him credit.
It's
Rain!
raining! Get in!
I think you're about to go. I think you're about to go. It's Christmas.
No, because I hate Christmas. We've been through this. So, missing a Mercedes tonight, missing a Renault, and I think we're missing a, maybe, oh god, 17 drivers here. Missing Mercedes, missing a Renault. My TV is so bright. It's full wet as well. Guys, this is not letting up anytime soon if we've got the full wets out. Lee Carroll, another message from the radio, from the Toro Rosso garage. Oh, balls.
It's, oh, balls. But yeah, it's really interesting.
Racing Point 1 has just been bleeped out. Speaking of Racing Point, they're coming out on track. This to be topics.
He's been gone for a little bit as topics.
Yes, he's been busy with work. Jürgemel's coming out on intermediates.
Not on I had it on best. Jürgen's pushing the boat. We'll see how it goes.
I think. Okay, here's my situation with this. I'd go out on the extreme wets, the blue tyres. Right now, set a lap time as a banker lap on these tyres, then start thinking about the intermediates. That's what I'd be doing. Now, if it goes dry later on, or if it dries up to the point we have slicks on a wet track, you want to go out on wet tyres anyway to make sure that you have a lap time in the bank in case you crash on the slicks on the wet track. But I don't think we'll be getting any slick running in this session.
I'm going to ask you this: does this benefit Stam? Do you think? Will this kind of throw Sven off his game? Also, Trainman's involved in the title hunt. So if Sven has a really bad race and Trainman wins it, will that bring tension to the Ferrari camp here? Because we're running out of races, aren't we, JB?
We are utterly running out of races. We are in the last couple of races. Next week we're off to Suzuka. Where in fact we did our commentary first time together.
Yes, it was. That was fun.
So we're
actually
off to
Japanese because I watched the last stream before. I just kind of see how you were, and I was like, "You said I promise I'll learn some Japanese," so I called you out on it. That's probably that was.
I butchered that.
That
one.
Was also unplanned. That was
it
not
was.
a joke that we planned.
It was. I had learnt some, but I couldn't get the words around.
Topics is struggling, so I don't know if he's gone for. I think he's might gone for a dry setup.
Well, that is the preference right now. The choice is: are we going for a wet setup or a dry setup? Now that can be detrimental because the straight line speed here, you need that in the straights, but in the corners you really need downforce. And unfortunately, it seems like someone's not got much of both, and that's topics.
We have also been gone for a few weeks, so to get put into a full wet session, not going to help him. But unfair by the F1 God. But anyway, he's about to set a lap through here. Let's see how he goes.
Yeah, I think first lap is going to be really just finding your feet rather than trying to go fast, just trying to work out. The best thing about these conditions, just put a butt ton of fuel in and just go for laps, because these tyres will not wear.
Yeah, but he's pretty solid through 1 and 2.
Well, here's an turning.
I'm going to quickly switch to Jürgen. Yeah, he's lifting like mad. I think
he's got a car in front of him. Oh, the other Racing Point hitting the barrier of Doc Special Energy. There is a car in front of Topics though, and that is the Red Bull of Ash. Ash has got to get out of the way because he's not on a lap. So he will have to get out of the way soon.
You know, Jürgen's in, you knew it wasn't the right tyre.
So we'll see Ash getting well out the way.
Good job there by Ash, good job. Yeah, allowing Topics having a very pretty decent lap here actually.
He is, he's knowing, the thing is, I don't think he's pushing it 100% as he always gets it wrong in the sling. He went very seesaw and had to touch the brake. As the Racing Point Mercedes comes into turn 8, the dramatic turn 8 where Felipe Massa almost crashed into Bruno Senna when he overtook him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a difficult one to hit, and I mean...
This is where Sergei Sorokin and Brendan Hartley made contact a few years ago before Sergei Sorokin was destroyed by Perez because Perez is an idiot.
Around here, the weird Grosjean and Russell incident where Grosjean was kamikaze.
No, that was further up. I'll show you that later. This is where Perez decided to kill Sorokin, which was ridiculous because Perez didn't get a penalty for it, and I would have slapped them.
Through here, though, mate. Just let you know, the clip through there was horrible.
Well, that's down to it being a covered grandstand. That's the thing.
Monaco.
So we have yellow flags everywhere. Topics, the first representative lap now in the wet conditions. It's going to be a over 2 minute lap if he's not careful. It's a 1:59. 1:59.2 is the lap time here. Let's find out where Jürgen is. He's back in pit lane. Where's the doctor?
Yeah.
The doctor.
Right now I'm watching Train Man. He seems a lot less confident actually than Topics. Right now.
I think that might be down to setup because it might be a dry race.
What would you say is more beneficial though? Qualifying or race around here?
It's all about track position at this track. It's all about track position. So qualifying is easier. You can create truly trains everywhere and block up the track as best you can. There's a number 14 car with the gold and red helmet bullies his way through under the bridge where Daniel Ricciardo binned it all those years ago in Toro Rosso.
My favourite driver, Daniel Ricciardo.
Sven faster by a margin. There's Vesta. Yellow flags for Festa as he stands in the way again to wait for the Williams. Friedrich goes fastest. Oh, Trey Mann to the wall! He's John Eric Verndit! He's not gone fastest though, because he hasn't finished the lap time. He's got to wait. Is he going to get disqualified? He's got to spin round. You got enough room. You got enough room. Spin. Topics is gone. Topics have crashed. You can spin round. Do it. Spin. No, forwards. Not that way.
I think he's just trying to make sure he doesn't get disqualified there in his lap. He's a 2:19.
So, Topics has crashed.
Which leads me to believe his original lap would have been blistering, but...
3 minutes for Festa because he had an accident too. Mad G goes up in P6 in the Williams.
I was saying about Mad G, how good it is that he's got a partner like Stan. Mad G is, wasn't here from the start, but he's scoring every race. It's very much like Alex Albon.
Oh, Dot Special Energy drifting all the way through as he heads towards the final corner into pit lane though for the Doctor.
As I was saying about Mad G, I think he's just improving every race by having such a good teammate like Stan, who's just got onto the circuit.
Looking at Hunter in the McLaren running down.
Jürgen binned it.
On an outlap as well. Ooh, the rain is seriously letting off though in the first sector. If you go on board with Hunter, this is where Grosjean decided to destroy George Russell. So, where's Psycho Mitch right now? He's on a lap time in the 22.
The rain is laying off here.
I think we'll see Inters running soon. I would hesitate if you were there, if you've done a lap time, get in the pits and get on intermediates now, just in case.
Will we see driver running?
No. Even then, with the slick tyres, they'll be completely useless.
Well, it's not so far though.
Psychomich understeering under the bridge.
Oh no,
special energy. Oh, damage.
Billy's made a mistake.
So, Psychomich now with a damaged front wing with the yellow. Final corner is Psychomich.
His time might be very improved just because of lack of wet running, and he goes 2:04. So maybe a mistake there from the Haas driver.
He did. He hit the wall.
Okay.
You tune out. You're not listening to me, are you? He broke his front wing. Hunter.
I don't listen to you on a regular basis, mate.
Hunter coming through now. The final couple of corners as he gets it all wrong on the curves, trying to fight the McLaren. That car is not healthy in the rain as it comes through the final corner now. Onto the straight, he's sideways! He's caught it! There you go, Trey Man, that's how you do it.
Yeah, there you go, mate. That's how you would have got like around. Lienel's made the decision to go to the intermediate tyres. Stam's going on a running lap though. So, like Stam is one of those guys that you would hope wouldn't make a mistake, so you could possibly say the track evolution. But Friedrich's time is incredible.
Oh!
7 tenths up.
Stam lagged.
He just lost the back end for me.
Got a lag and then he went towards the wall. Yeah, go back on a lap time. Screams and there he is. Stam into the barrier in the Williams, and the 96 car is now blocking the road. He's got to get back on the track, get moving, and go. That is detrimental.
Not the right tyre to be on anymore.
I think it's crossover period. We are getting to the point now where it's time to look at the intermediates. And we have one, Lienel, on intermediates. We have the crossover has begun. Lienel is fighting the car a little bit.
I think, yeah, but as he'll go around the track, will dry up a little bit more. So they can be prime time when he starts the lap.
So, drivers on a lap time right now on the full wet Ash. He's trying his hardest to even get a lap time in, but I think we'll see him bail straight into pit lane. He's sailing off, almost hitting the barriers there.
The tyres aren't right for these conditions anymore, are they?
No, they're not. They are understeering, they are oversteering, they are every kind of steering that isn't straight.
I think we'll obviously Stam, I think we'll just see him go out again on the intermediates.
I think Stam's got to pit and he's got to reassess his life.
But Maggi, he's actually doing a solid quality right now. Give him credit.
In fairness, half the grid hasn't done any laps right now, so Ash fighting the car. I think Ash will pit this lap. He does not.
I think that's a testament to his driving, though, isn't it?
There we go. Crossing the line is Ash. He goes 6th on the full wets.
It shows that the track is definitely getting faster.
Jurgen fighting his car. I think he looks to be pitting this lap, fighting the car even more. He is going to complete the lap though on the bankers.
Jurgen he's made two different. Oh, again, does a better job than Trayman. He goes 8th fastest.
Stam still on a lap time right now.
The box.
He's pitting late. White lines are there for a reason, apparently.
I mean, it's so difficult on those tyres with the wing damage. You got to keep that in mind.
Just remember, if you look back to 2010, you saw Heikki Kovalainen go up in flames at this track. If you're as old as I am, you remember that, seeing that live. That was a scary accident.
I'm going to follow Lee now and see how he does on these inters.
So Lee now, first driver to do a lap time on the intermediate tyres.
Oh, he's got a driver right in front of him.
It is Friedrich. It's Friedrich the Renault. He gets underway. Well done to him. The one Renault in this race today, as we look at Lee. Lee had a good run here at Singapore a few seasons ago. I think almost winning the race, but then it turned wet and he crashed. This was in his championship battling season back in season 3. As he breaks now down into sector 2.
It's not looking bad, you know.
It's not looking bad. The car is very well balanced at this point. As you see, Friedrich on his outlaps actually closing in. So Friedrich, well, as we expect, a slightly quicker driver than Lee.
Friedrich is looks to relish in these conditions.
Who remembers Crashgate in 2008? I do.
The Friedrich's still got the Halloween helmet on. A bit late, mate, but we'll let you go.
I still remember.
You do realize Halloween's in October, right?
Oh, I don't see the difference. I count it as the first day of November.
Right.
As we look at Lee, the number 72 car powering down towards the end of a straight car, harvesting energy as he brakes and turns. Very smooth there for Lee. This is going to be a nice lap time for him. Does tip the wall just a little bit.
It wouldn't surprise me if he goes pole.
Yeah, that's a little bit scruffy, this section here. Very slow as he tries to get the power down, heading towards the bridge. He's got to control himself. The lights are flaring, the visor white, and he's going to see Friedrich in his mirrors as he sets up a lap time. Friedrich's going to be hoping that Lee gets out of the way. But Lee might go for 2 laps, who knows?
Friedrich's going to be thinking, oh, sweet, such dream.
Lee, a little bit wide, final corner though, crossing the line. It's going to be a very quick lap time. It will be pole position, a 1:56. So 2 seconds faster than Friedrich, who has pitted. Friedrich in the pits. Matt G, 2nd place.
Yeah, I thought Matt G would do well there as well. World Low Billy in the Alpha. Alpha, as I said, man, they are the only people that can fight Ferrari in the constructors. They didn't score well last time. It was the 1st and 4th, I think, for Ferrari, and only in 8th place for Alpha last week. So it kind of closed the door on the.
It's going to pay worse now because they've only got 1 Alpha this race. The Alpha crossing line now. It's going to be a pole position time of a 1:55.4, sorry. Storm though, Ian Vittorio Rosso is going to try and do his best to dethrone the Alpha.
Who got the podium last week?
The Alpha Churi. He was in his first podium. He won the race in Belgium.
Well, I thought it was his first place, so maybe look at it.
I think he won the race in Belgium, yeah.
No, he didn't.
On penalties, I think he did.
No, he didn't.
I think he did.
I don't think he did.
Why don't you go back in the standings and look?
Meh.
Oh, you're not going to?
That's a risk of being wrong.
Yeah, that's the fear of potentially me being right there. One driver will not be competing qualifying here in Singapore, and that is Topics, who crashed out earlier on in the session. Storm hitting the wall on the inside. Singapore Sing was deadly. That was not a good corner.
He could end up last, you know.
What's that?
Topics easily could end up last here.
He could, but at the same time, if drivers make mistakes themselves, we've only got 3 minutes after qualifying. There's enough time for drivers to make a lot of mistakes. He could, in fairness.
Any position Topics gets though on anybody is a bonus for him.
It really will be.
Too. I'm currently following GA though.
Matt G, a 155 dead in the Williams. What can Storm do?
Matt G, I believe in his driving. I'm actually a big fan. I've seen him progress in these recent races.
Storm's going to go faster though. No, he's not. He's going to be fifth. And Sven, even faster.
1.1 seconds.
He's really piling on the pressure. Here's the Ferrari.
The 8th fastest for GA.
Well done to Gordon.
Right, the man who needs to stop Sven is this man Stan.
Looking at the Greek driver now as he comes into Sector 2. White Billy has gone P3, but Trainman goes P4, P2 even, sorry. Ferrari lockout in the final stage of the qualifying. It's a 2-minute lap round here on an out lap, so drivers have to be ready to get it in. It seems like everyone's going to get a lap in here in Singapore.
Best Energy won't.
Hold on, where is he? He might. They've got time. He's got time.
Yes, he's got 1 minute 38.
Matt G is going to be giving his teammate a slipstream, which is brilliant. Oh, he's a little bit too far away. Yeah, Josh Specialty's got time. He's about to. He's in Sector 3 now. He's about to start the lap.
Oh, I'm an idiot. It's just that I'm an idiot. I was thinking,
how can I stick the knife in and turn it? That's how you do it. Matt G, seeing his teammates coming, he's got to give him a little bit of slipstream somewhere. He's out the way. No, he's not Sector 3. He's got a yellow flag.
Stab start pushing as well, just later.
Dr. Special Energy, the fastest man on track, a 153.6. I fail to see, though, as horrible as it sounds, I don't think he'll stay up there unless they seriously make some mistakes. Stam's backed off. Is he going for a second?
He's gonna go for a lap here. I think he's full
No, it's still
power.
going to be quick. It's going to be a quick lap. It's going to be a 56, but he's invalidated it. Okay.
Which gives me credit because he was slowing down in the 3rd sector a little bit.
Hunter is now the man to beat Matt G out of qualifying. Hunter to the wall in the McLaren. Twice.
Well, Stam here has really got the juices of the track because it's giving the driest it's going to be, really.
Friedrich's in trouble. Friedrich's in some serious trouble on his out lap. GA having to get around him. GA is going to be doing a 2-minute lap time, which puts him 11th.
Why is Friedrich in trouble?
He was slow trying to start his lap, and he had a driver having to go around him, so they could really say that he blocked him.
Well, this is qualifying over, so Matt G is done. So is Billy.
Why Billy too? Sajkovic now will be the next driver across the line in the Haas. Drained his car of energy. It's going to be a quicker lap time. It's going to be a very quick lap time. In fact, it's a P8 for Sajkovic.
Good job there.
Hunter's got damage. That's qualifying over for him. Ash in the Red Bull is in P14.
Still pushing, so if he can improve slightly as well, that'd be even better. He gets the wall though, almost. Oh, that's qualifying over for him.
Sven is actually going slower in Sector 1 by a margin. Not loads. Train man, I can't see how quick he's going to be. He's got a car ahead of him who looks to be on a lap time. Let's have a look, see if we can spy what car that is. Oh, it's Hunter. Hunter's getting out the way. Well done to him.
Right now, mate, Stab is pushing. Stab's has to come across the line here.
Through the final corners for the Williams.
Ash goes 4th. What's the lap for Ash?
I think he's about to be demoted if Stam's lined us all up, though. Stam's going to go second, is first by 3 tenths. Now the fight goes to Trainman. Lee Nels crashed out. Sven, no, the number 9 car.
The Fender's going a bit slow.
He made a mistake in the sling. He's going to have to come into the final corner now. Slow as you like. It's going to be quicker, though. It's going to be marginally quicker. It is pole position so far. Where's Trainman? He is up on his time by just a smidgen. And I think qualifying has been handed to his brother, though. Yeah, I think it has with that sequence of corners.
There you go wide to there as well, but he comes across the line. It's 7th.
It's not. It's 7th place for the man challenging for the championship between the Ferraris. Pole position, unless Fester and Hunter get... No, definitely not for Fester. See, he's facing the wrong way at the final corner.
Terrible qualifying for Haas.
Well, Sykomich leading for once. That doesn't happen often. So qualifying now over. And Sven
as well getting that advantage.
Sven on pole position ahead.
With the Stam on the cleaner part of the track.
I think Dr. Special Energy, he's got nothing to lose. He's going to chuck it.
May as well. Definitely taking advantage of those the conditions. That was so interesting. Topics so gets one position over Hunter. Hunter definitely not enjoying the conditions.
Definitely not.
Well, Sven takes pole position here by 5 tenths of a second, back to his championship contender Stam. Dot Special Energy in third with Gamey in fourth. Great qualifying from Special Energy. Storm fifth, Ash 6th, Ugo Tramer in 7th, Friedrich 8th, Jürgen Mel 9th, Maggie 10th. Now, if it is wet, these guys will have free tyre choice. Billy, Lino, GA, Sykovich, Fester, Topics, Hunter. That's your finishing order.
So Topics still isn't last.
No, I think we're slightly happy with it.
No, it's definitely. I am cold. My hands are cold.
And I'm blue. Da -hoo -dee -da -boo -da.
No, we're getting demonetised. I think that was the argument of why the Prem race got taken down a few weeks ago. I had to email YouTube and FOM saying, "Hey, can we have a video back, please?" It's dry. It is dry, so everyone will be on fresh tyres, and this will be very much like a sprint race now. Probably a one-stop. Looks like Jordan will be winning me back for the first time in a few weeks. And Felix coming on the radio saying, "Yep, we're last, where we belong."
That's a bit unfortunate.
That's what he said. Just saying what he said. I'm not a biased reporter, just, you know. Screw Daniel Kvyat.
What's wrong with Big Danny Kvyat?
Have you not seen what he's been driving the car like he's a PlayStation on the last lap? He's taken 2 drivers out on the last lap in the last 2 races.
But I can't believe he was angry at stewards for that thing in the US.
No, it was ridiculous. To say that he was like in Mexico, he was like, "Oh, they're ruining racing." No, they're not. They're trying to stop They're trying to stop. I'm going to say it. They're trying to stop dicks like you driving in racing. So
mostly hard compounds, my friend.
Yes, not a soft tyre to see on the.
Which leads me to think it's dry for the entire race.
Yes, it is. So Stam and Sven going on the same tyre strategy. Dr. Special Energy though.
Gaming in AI mode, which
is
I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I don't like people who go in AI mode, but it might have just been a quick pause. He's out of AI mode now. Dr. Special Energy is the first driver on the alternate strategy, and he's starting right behind him. He's got to really hope these two tangle up, but at the same time tangle up in a place where he can get round them. Gaming things, same strategy.
No offense to Special Energy, I don't think he'll be too disappointed if he drops back slightly.
I think we'll see what happens, because this race can breed a lot. It's all about track position. Everyone from 9th to 15th.
I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying that I don't think he'll be disappointed if he does drop back a little bit.
Everyone from 9th to 15th are now on the hard compounded tyres, so this will be interesting from... I said 9th to 15th. I haven't got that far yet.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
16th has got Topics. Thanks for the spoiler, mate.
Sorry. At least it's not like spoiling Endgame.
Lee still hasn't seen it.
Well, Lee, mate, at this point, we can spoil it for you.
Hunter is no, I will not have spoilers or I will kick you off, you know I will. Hunter is driving at the back of the grid on the hard compounded tyres. It'll be interesting to see how far he can get up the race. Interesting things to note, obviously turn 1, big pinch point. Turns down after the DRS straight and second, the first DRS straight, is another pinch point. As they now come into the bridge. This is a possible overtaking point, but you've got to trust the driver you come in at and trust to don't just feed you into the wall. Sven going nice and slowly to draw everyone into a nice pack. Luckily, they're all not doing they're not playing silly buggers like they were in Spa. They're all staying relatively close.
Before you ask who I'm actually going to look at, I'm going to watch Stam. I want to see how his start is. He's the danger man. It's interesting.
So, as now they come into AI mode, the drivers will be coming around the final corner. AI will line up their cars. They're all not playing silly buggers and they're staying within a distance of one another, which is great because 20 seconds is not a distance. You have to stay within 10 car lengths, as the rules say, of each other. Just because the game doesn't penalise you doesn't mean that I won't call you a Wally, and I will. So, now they all line up. What will this 31 lap race provide at the track with the most corners in Formula 1? Singapore, the first night race in Formula 1, wet qualifying has bred us this grid. As now we head to 5 red lights here in the Asian country. The street circuit, it will be alive with engine soils. Now it's a bad start from Stam, but it's a decent start from Sven. A great start from the McLaren in the background. And Sven leads from Stam into P2. Oh, a Red Bull cut the corner. He's hit Dr. Special Energy. It was Ash. Well, he's a Wally. He broke his front wing.
Special Energy's got damage.
Yeah, Dr. Special Energy got hit by Ash. Ash dropping down, set to 1. Friedrich's in trouble. Friedrich in the wall.
Oh,
big damage.
So bad for Special Energy.
Hunter getting out of the way. Billy's dropping back, leading me to believe that he may have been involved in the collision. Jurgemel getting battered and bashed through as he passed Stam. Drivers going for it like it's the last lap on the first.
The Universal Institute says about trap position here, and this is the easiest time to get trap position. Can't really blame them, but the first 2 drivers already getting away here. There's a 1.3 second gap already to gaming.
Yeah, will take time though, because Dr. Special Energy is in trouble. He's really holding up the pack with his damaged nose, and he's going to be thinking, what did Ash do? Ash did utterly cut the corner. Oh, Matt G to the inside line at turn 8, trying to battle past Storm. It hasn't happened though, as Trayman now pulls up to the outside line on Ash. Ash is going to feed him out wide as best he can towards the barrier, but Trayman's through.
That was brilliant by Trayman.
Mercedes in trouble in the background, seem to have been Jurgen as they all crash over this camera. Break it, you buy it. As Trayman closes right up to the back of Dr. Special Energy, he'll be aware that he is probably going to pit at the end of this lap. 1.2 seconds is the gap.
You ever did. Break it, you buy it.
Oh yeah, that's the rule. Hunter being passed by Fester. Fester passing him under the bridge. Sven leads us away on lap 1 though. Oh no, there's contact. Haas is tripping over one another. Hunter lucky not to get damaged as Psychomich gets through. Oh, and a touch though as Billy hits Hunter and he's fed into the wall. And Billy cuts his way into pit lane. That was very silly. I think that if I were the stewards, I'd want to have a word with Billy after that one because that was really silly. He completely cut over the curb into pit lane. You do not do that. Storm up the inside of Ash.
Storm up the inside of Ash. Oh, every time you seem to get the same things I do. But no, great race from Storm once again. If he did
Ash is coming back at him on the inside though. They're going to close in. Oh, he's round. And that's just the nature of that corner. And they're all going to try and get past Ash now. Matt G to the inside line. He's getting pinched. He's going to have to hold it. And Ash is getting bullied right now. And the Racing Point's been smacked too.
I think Topic's kind of just got that's a racing incident, really.
No, that was just fair racing. They're just trying to find their way through. As Ash tries to defend himself, he's going to hit the wall if he's not careful. Mad G, great camera angle here as they come into P8, turn 8. Oh, a sideways action! He hits him! I wonder what happened there with Ash, because he has dropped down the field. He's parked.
He's telling now.
I don't know what happened there.
He ran too deep.
Okay, well, Mad G is going to try and get past Topics. He knows he can't overtake here. He's bumping and bashing. Oh my gosh, like watching a kart race.
Wait, Trayman has got so much speed here. The hard tyres haven't warmed up yet. Ash is retired.
Did he do that on purpose?
I don't know.
I really hope he didn't, because that's very stupid if he did.
We'll have to look back at some footage.
DRS enabled here on lap 3, and the general consensus in the chat is that Billy's a bit silly from what he did. Fester dropping down the order as Hunter passes in Fester to pit lane.
Look at Trayman.
I think Stam's closing in, and there is a 5-second gap at the top, but that can be down to tyres, but also pace.
I think as well, the front two got so much speed as well as Trayman. Storm's hours, I think the hard tyres haven't come to life yet, mate, is the issue.
They haven't. I can feel the sneeze coming on, so if I mute my mic, give me a moment.
But that train man, I think he can't really afford to wait for too much longer. He needs to get
can't.
past game.
Not on these tyres, because he's on the same strategy as his brother. So the brother Swede have got to make sure they know what they're doing as they come up towards
Gaby's did a brilliant job at defending as well. He's just like mid-track, giving Chainman no room, and really Gaby's just doing the perfect job. Chainman no need to come up with something a bit unorthodox here, but without ruining Gaby's race, which is difficult around Singapore. And
This is definitely what we were talking about at that track positions and everything. Gamey is on the slower compound of tyres as he pulls to the inside.
Sorry mate. He's made a mistake and he's let his teammate through.
Gamey is now passed by Train Man, and that was pure pace. The Special Energy still carrying damage from that lap 1 incident with us.
7 seconds though, mate. That's an absolute mountain to climb, isn't it?
Or he's having trouble now as Magi's going to think about passing the racing point sooner rather than later.
Chain Man to the wall.
Is there damage? Big damage. It always seems to go wrong for that particular Ferrari, doesn't it?
Yeah. Big damage.
Oh, Stam and Sven are fighting. I can't talk.
Stam is getting really quick now.
Yeah, he is. He's at the point now where he's in the slipstream.
This is what Stam normally does. Sven's very good at the starts. However, Stam is so good at making sure his tyres are just so good. He's very good at tyre life, isn't he, JB?
He is. So as we now look at the back of Stam.
If you could try and find a picture of Chainman's wing, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Plate. Which I think is just going to slow him down, especially in the middle sector, that's for sure.
I think she's going to be handed a one-way penalty to a qualifying ban next week.
By the way, before we continue, because we didn't get to chat last week, what do you think of the 2021 design?
We will talk about that if we get a second, because there's just too many close battles to think about that, but yeah, it's very pretty.
Right now, mate, Stam's the one I'm looking at. Does he want to overtake Sven, though? Or will it benefit him more just to stick behind?
No, he wants to get through. He wants to get through. If he's faster, get through, then you can start wearing his tyres away, rather than your tyres wearing.
I'm very surprised that Trainman is still faster with the damage.
Trainman right now is in free air, that's the thing. He's in free air, so he knows what he's doing. So, Magi getting closer to Jurga. Jurga, who's really suffering. Jurga, who's now going to try and get past Lee. And this is what happens. So, Singapore does breed trains.
Keep your eyes on Stam. Keep your eyes on Stam. He's closer than he was last lap, and even then they were battling. Stam's got some serious straight line speed.
Williams looking to try and pass in the braking zone as well. That was all in the braking zone, wasn't it?
Stam seems to have the better package here today, in terms of pace.
Stam's got the straight line speed, but Sven can try and defend as much as he can. Sven a little bit slow on traction there, as now Stam is going to have a try. The Williams is going to pull to the inside. Going to go even further to the inside. He tries it. He can fix the outside, and he goes round.
What's her move? What's her move by Stam? That was full confidence, though, wasn't it?
I don't know how much of it was lag, but Fest is in trouble. He's in the wall. Yeah, well, he said he didn't like this track.
Point proven.
I'm not sure how much that move was lag, but that was a brilliant move from Stam. Maybe Sven sees him as lagging and is trying to just think, right, he goes ahead, I'm not even interested.
Well, Sven, in last week's interview, which was uploaded to you, really likes facing Stam. Sees him as his biggest opponent going forward, and when you see like overtake like that, there's a lot of respect there, isn't there, JB?
Yeah, definitely. Fefster with a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. Which is completely understandable.
His woes, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's getting really upset, I think, with this race. Lee now deep! Whoa! That's a damaged front wing for Lee. Lee has broke his front wing.
Gaby's got no pace, mate. Look how much Storm's closing.
It's different tyre compounds right now. Remember that the medium compounds are at the peak performance at this moment. So wait for the hards to come in. Lee with a damaged front wing is in the same boat as Dr. Special Energy, the car in front. Sector 3, Topics is out. Sven too. What? Sven has crashed.
On the,
it's a big accident in the pit straight.
Safety car.
Safety car deployed, and that's completely changed the race.
Special Energy. This is Special Energy box. Surely, no, he's not.
Lee box. Lee in. Lee coming in for his first stop of the race. This time he won't crash in pit lane.
Same with Mad G as well.
The safety car deployed here in Singapore, and this has completely changed the race.
There's a change to compare to the championship as well.
Sven is going to be... That's 2 major incidents in 1 lap. That is actually safety car worthy. Now, as we look at the AlphaTauri going on the medium tyres, as he gets his nose
It's still
clipped in
technically Alfa
and
Romeo.
dropped. No, AlphaTauri.
Is it known as that now?
Hunter has crashed under safety car. He's crashed into the safety car. No, GA, you have to go round it. So GA stopped. Okay, I think there's been a bit of confusion here, where Hunter has got confused when he saw the safety car parked up waiting for the leader, and he's hit the safety car, and GA has stopped behind the safety car thinking that was for him, when the leader in fact is Stam, and he was already past the safety car deployment line when the safety car came out. So, ooh.
That's a bit, you know, and
Do you know what the name of the new Toro Rosso is? It's Red Bull's fashion clothing line, AlphaTauri.
but it's not called that yet, is it?
It'll be called that, but I'm getting used to it. It's not Alfa Romeo. What did you think it was called, Alfa Romeo?
That's what it's called now.
That's Alfa Romeo. No, AlphaTauri is taking over Toro Rosso.
Doesn't it also mean Red Bull?
Toro Rosso means Red Bull. AlphaTauri means Fair Star.
Right, and this is so confusing to me.
Right, okay. Let me explain this. The
Okay,
car that
that's
Lienel is
wrong.
driving,
Yeah.
this car is the Toro Rosso. Next year, they're going to be called AlphaTauri. There is also going to be Alfa Romeo, which is the Sauber that Billy is driving.
Now there's a safety car. Game Storm's
Storm
in.
it?
It's interesting. Now we are actually a chat to talk about the 2021 car.
We
Let's
do,
kick off.
especially with a time penalty for speeding in pit lane. No, I mean, that's just...
This is just a tactical stop from Storm.
Storm, yeah, I think he's been called in to stop and change on tyres, because he can, I think, try and make it to the end and possibly go on softs later. So a 2-stop strategy is looking more towards the Toro Rossos. We should have 3 laps behind safety car. This will be the first.
But yeah, more drivers said the same thing. As long as next to 2021 car is better at following and creates better racing, doesn't really matter how it looks to me.
I think it's pretty. I like it.
I think it's pretty as well. You know,
Once
and
it's liveried up,
hopefully-
it'll look even better.
Hopefully, if there's better racing, more teams will get involved as well, and we'll be a larger grid.
Well, we shall see, because Formula E is still better than F1.
I disagree.
You've never watched a Formula E race, so you can't judge.
No, I got into it. That's like, what's his name that does the presenting? Gets on my nerves.
Oh, Werner K. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Do not get me started. I will angry. Storm is in the best position right now, according to Laserlord. Yeah, I think he is. He's
I
in.
disagree, because he's got to stop again. This was
Well,
everyone's
so
got to
is Lee.
stop again now.
Everyone's got to stop again.
Because everyone.
Now, Trainman has still got that damage on his nose. Has he not considered pitting?
I think he just wants trap position, like you said. I think he had decent pace with the wing.
There's still a 10-second gap between Jurgemel and the actual safety car line, so they haven't caught up and hit the safety car yet. Well, I don't think they will, because the safety car.
This lap, is it?
No. They will. Sorry, the gap is coming down. I completely forgot that the safety car is going to go even slower. But we have a few more laps on the safety car. Remember, when the lights go out on the safety car in Sector 3, that's when the car will be coming in. We'll get the notification from race control as well, but we will keep an eye on stand where we can see the safety car in all of its glory.
I think the only people that need to worry about it is Friedrich.
Trayman in. Trayman finally in, and with a penalty. This is just handing it to stand today.
Yeah, ready. Hard tyres on.
Hard tyres. Alternate strategy. He's going to try and go to the end, yeah.
If he can, I could hand it to Billy also in. So interesting.
A few different drivers. He's going to be pulled in front of him. Unsafe release from Ferrari.
Into their sister team as well.
No. Not sister.
Are they not linked?
Unofficially linked. They're a customer team, but Alfa Romeo is owned by Ferrari itself. It's part of the theory.
Yeah, they're like their academy team, really, aren't they?
No, the Alfa Romeo Sauber, they're not their academy team. It's their unofficial junior team. It's still technically it's still Sauber. It still operates out of the Swiss base in Switzerland.
So can Trainman then catch up to safety car? I think he will.
Yoga went really wide out of turn 3 there.
Somehow Jurgen's ended up third after all this.
Well, stops and lack of damage.
Yeah, I know, but it's just surprising, isn't it?
Oh no, it's not really, because he just stayed out of trouble. Hunter leaving the session after the confusion on the safety car.
Yeah, Trayman's going to catch up easily, which is good. Fester might not. I don't know.
Fester's seriously struggling in this race.
I think he might be in AI mode, you
know. The AI would be matching the safety car pace.
Which is what he is, he's not catching.
Well, then that's disappointing to say. As we now look...
He's catching by a couple of seconds, but everyone else is catching by seconds.
I believe we will have one more lap under safety car conditions. Stam believes we won't. No, we will have safety car in this lap, as the lights have gone out on the AMG Mercedes, and now Stam has to back up the field and drivers have to know when to go, and Stam knows that he's locked to a certain speed. He has become the safety car. He cannot just go full throttle. He's riding the safety car. He's waiting. He's going to be waiting till the safety car literally pulls in. He knows that he can't do the stop and start because he will get a penalty from the outer game stewards. He's got to go slow. Wait for the safety car to pull in. When the flag goes to yellow, he will boot it. But he's going to keep going slow. He can still see the car. He's not holding them up enough. But this is his personal choice, obviously. He's going to choose when to drop it. When does he drop it? Slow, slow. He's gone! And that's it for the restart. He's got to make sure he doesn't beat the safety car to the line, though. He is going to come through the final corner. He is not going to beat it through. He's going to go slower. He's going to be forced to go slower. And there's the safety car line back to green flag racing here in Singapore. And it's a huge mess on the restart, but not as bad as China.
Mad G! He's going to go for a double overtake! Oh, no, he's not, because Lionel then went into third for Mad G, got into sixth. Jay got caught out there. Also moved. Also, what about they got caught out in the initial restart with Jürgen, but because of the stop there, because of the safety car line, he was able to catch back up.
GA on the attack as we see Dr. Special Energy trying to get through.
On the attack at the inside of Jürgen for third.
Jürgen's not going to give it up. He hits him again and he's round. He's caught it this time. As now Dr. Special Energy trying round the outside. This is where Grosjean destroyed Russell, and Dr. Special Energy is wise to his tricks.
Look at
and there's contact! Trayman's being bumped by Jürgen. That is very silly. It's like lap 1 again, and Trayman with more damage on the nose. And now he's going to try and make a move on Jürgen. Jürgen's going to try and get through. There's more damage as they're all trying to fumble over each other.
That's the lead. Look at Wardlow Billy up the inside.
Billy at turn 8, trying to get past. Trayman with a time penalty. He doesn't care anymore. He's angry at this race here in Singapore. As now the
Storm
gap
as well, though. He's pushing on.
Gap is 1 second. The Hasses are now fighting with the Renault of Friedrich. Friedrich trying to get through. Billy trying to get ahead of all of these guys. Remember, Billy has stopped. So these drivers have not stopped. As we now come into it. Storm on the... Whoa, Psychomich. Big lag from Psycho. The Storm to the inside line. That's not a move.
Storm is using his fresh tyres, isn't he? Look at that. He's got so much more
He's
grip.
bringing Lee with him. Look at that. He's really brought Lee with him. Toro Rosso looking to make a move. And maybe he'll say, well, that was very unnecessary. And there's contact between the sisters. They do hit. The Toro Rossos hitting one another as they try and control themselves. So Lee is going to have to defend from behind him from Mad G. Storm is going to have to attack gaming things to the inside line as the hard tyres still aren't here in the game. As round the outside goes Storm. Oh, it's going to be contact if he's not careful. Gaming forced to cut the corner. And now Lee's going to have a chance up the inside. He's going to try. He will try it. Look at that. A dominating move from the elder statesman in SFR.
Confidence by Lee there. And there's a man there before the race said he wasn't confident at all. What's the move?
Mad G to the inside line, that's suicidal! And he's a Kvyat-esque move. Actually, that was a Ricardo move in Mexico, that's what it was. Billy looking to try and pass GA. Eyes front for the Alfa Romeo. As the Italian car starts. Oh, it's a spin for Psychomich into the wall! No, so it's Festa. He just cannot control that car tonight. He's got Grosjean's luck.
I think Ericsson hit me, is what he'll be saying.
I wonder if he was helped around, actually, because it looked very, very odd to just lose it on power there. Doc Special Energy right on the back of Gamey Things. The hard tyres just still haven't woken up in this race
Storm's
yet.
faster than Stam because of the pitting.
He is DRS re-enabled here in Singapore as we return to racing on
Can
lap
we just say how
11.
incredible it is that Storm is the both Toro Rossos are 2 and 3.
And they're going to crash.
Stop. But no, it's going to be a really good one.
So, Doc Special Energy is going to make a
Special
move soon.
He's all over the back of Gamey. I think
He
those
is.
hard tyres.
He's got to make up for this.
Safety car restart.
He's seen one Red Bull that took his nose off. This time he wants to make it that he gets past it. And Gamey, knowing he's got no pace right now on the hards, is just got to stay out of the way. Fester back to pit lane. I will not be surprised if we see him pit soon. And we see the Haas get guided a little bit wide by the Renault. As we see GA and Billy go side by side. GA squeezed into the wall, but Billy's fine to get through. People are now shifting from saying Stam's going to win this race to saying Storm's going to win this race.
I still think Stam's got it in the bag, really.
Don't sound so confident.
No, I am confident. I think he's got.
Side commits into the wall once more. The last great street track of this season. Possibly the best street track in F1, not S1.
Monaco.
No, Monaco is history, it just says racing. Monaco hasn't raced for years. As now we look at Friedrich close to the back of GA and the McLaren under pressure from the engine manufacturer. But if we look at the top, it looks to be Toro Rosso looking to make a move on Williams soon. What can Storm do in only his third race for SFR? Looking right to the back of the championship contender.
He's got a very good debutant, hasn't he?
He really, well, he's a good rookie as the man from somewhere. I think he's English. The man from Britain.
Yeah, he's in the bits, box.
So GA back to pit lane, knowing at that point the hard tyres are just useless, as Gamey Things are so aptly discovered, as he's now under pressure from Mad G. But Stam's straight line speed seriously helping him out this time here in Singapore.
It's an opportunity for Stam though to take the lead of the championship, I believe.
Yeah, but now he's made a mistake. Storm looking to make a move soon. What can the AlphaTauri, now I've got doing it all the time. What can Toro Rosso get doing as he looks to the inside to try and psych him out? We have an engine glitch. No, we don't have an engine glitch, sorry. He was just revving it to absolutely revving its nuts off in the Honda engine in the back. As we look at him, I think he's going to try and make a move soon. He's got to line it all up. Stam's tyres are definitely wearing now.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Stab from a massive undercut. There isn't really a gap developing there.
The gap will not develop yet, and they are not battling enough to say that they're losing time to the cars behind as well. They're actually closing right up to one another.
Gamey's already a second behind Magi.
Yeah, those hard tyres are useless. As now we look at Storm so close to the back that he could spit on the back of his helmet and he'd be able to feel it. He could hear him shouting going, "I'm here, Stam!" And Stam's giving it up! Stam's losing it under pressure!
We're supposed to see Stab coming soon.
DRS opening now on Storm's car. That was his best chance, but Storm had to lift off and brake or he was going right into the back of the car, and that would have done more damage to his front nose than anyone else as we look at the Toro Rosso. The Italian car versus the British car. Normally we used to see a red Italian car versus a blue one fighting a British car, but we'll see what happens.
But this is his best chance, but Stab's shot is so good.
To the inside, try it.
He can. He
Decides not to.
This is incredible, isn't it?
Is so quick on the straights, it's unbelievable. But he's starting to feel the pressure in the corners. Look at how close Storm is in the corners.
I think Stam will block soon. How can the meter hards go 18 laps?
I don't know, let's check in with Gamey Things in a few laps. Apologies for not catching any of the battles else on track. We're still looking at a battle at the top because this is very interesting for the outcome of this race.
GA. I think that'll be quite easy for him, no offense to GA, but look at him, he goes.
Stam moving one way, Storm trying to move another. Storm to the outside line, he's going to be fed out if he's not careful. And how that wing wasn't removed, I don't know.
Good racing there between the two of them. Yeah, I think Stab's not doing himself any favours as people staying out.
Well, we shall see. Now there's contact. There is definite contact there. And that's the difference between fresh tyres and worn tyres. No damage reported on the Toro Rosso, luckily. But Stan would be saying, God almighty, why did he hit me? Does he pit? He does not. But that over-exuberance on the brake pedal, on the accelerator pedal, has seriously hurt Storm's chances this time. And this time, they have seriously damaged their chances of racing. Because here come the third and fourth cars.
Special Energy's catching Lee.
Yep, that's definitely coming, and I think Dot Special Energy has got the better car because Lee despises this track. Like I despise every track that isn't Silverstone.
Credit to Lee though.
This time Storm's got his crosshairs lined up right on the back of that Williams ring. He's looking for it.
It's too far back.
No, way too far back.
It's just too good. Just too good.
Stan's running the Mercedes update.
Playing on fastest lap.
Don't count him out. We've still got a long way to go in this race. The Storm lines
Here
up.
comes Jürgen. Here comes Jürgen for on Psychovic.
Take us through that.
Mercedes goes around us. Contact made. Ooh, contact made between him and Psychovic. There, I think I'm a bit unfair by Jürgen. Really, just come across him.
Well,
what's your opinion on that one, JB?
I didn't get to see it because I was asking for radio, but that will do.
Yeah, I just come across it there. I mean, it put Psychovic in a half spin. I think you'd be happy with that one. Right now, mate, the Toro Rosso, one's under pressure, one's putting on the pressure.
We can see, will one make a move before the other?
Stan's got to come in this lap.
Sector 1, it's Festa, he's out, and that was a thing that we thought was coming for a while, as we hear Alex dying midway through the stream.
I apologise.
Stan is pitting.
Stan's in, yeah, he's in. He knows this is time. He knows this is time there. I think he's played that to perfection, really.
Lee with a time penalty in P2 as Doc Special Energy starts the lineup. Now this is the battle for me, not the rest of the podium. This is the battle for me in the admin chat now. So this will be very interesting to see what happens between these two.
Which one's this?
Doc Special Energy versus Lee.
I mean, you've got to favour Special Energy at this moment, but Lee's doing an incredible job.
I'm not going to favour either of them because either one of them are they're both my pimps, so I don't care.
Jamie and Billy are going at it, mate, for 5th position.
Billy looking to make a move on very different tyres. 7 laps older are Gamies to the outside line. Pulls Billy, that will turn to the inside line as they pull into the braking zone now. Braking for the 30 car, and Billy is going to be passed. Maybe by cutting the corner.
I think he was just alright. I think he just had 2 white wheels over the line.
As we keep an eye on Doc Special Energy and Lee. Closest battle on track though is actually Stam, who's about to pass Psychomic. Fresh tyres for the Williams and the Haas.
And then after
with
that,
13
he's got a
laps
2-second gap really, which is decent enough for the air, isn't it?
It is. And remember the cars in front, so their tyres are going to get worse.
I mean, look at Special Energy, mate. Lee is struggling.
I think Lee struggles around the track. He doesn't like the flow of this track.
I'm not a huge fan myself, but look at Lee to the corners, like really struggling. And Special Energy seems to like the flow by the looks of things because he's had a great qualifying in the wet, looking quick in the race. Can we see Special Energy on the podium?
One of the best things is they're both running number 72.
Well, so have you seen Special Energy on podium this season?
We haven't seen the Doctor on the podium this season.
I've been on podium with him before in Australia when I won the first race of the season last season. He was second, and then
so I was on the podium too. I was holding a microphone.
But moved to Racing Point, and it's going well for him, isn't it? Isn't it?
It has done well for him. He's struggled a bit, but Lee is definitely under pressure as the Red Bull sponsored car is under so much pressure, and this will be a very aggressive move to the outside line. And Dot Special Energy respecting, Lee respecting Dot Special Energy there, going right. You go through. I'll battle you soon.
By the way, during all that, Stam got past for Psychovic.
So Stam through. Now he's making quick work of the gap. He's got a 14-second gap though between him and the next car. Friedrich, once he passes Jürgen, it'll be 13 seconds.
To be fair, he won't mind that though. That's free air.
That and Jürgen's pitting, so he knows he doesn't have to pass him.
However, he'll try to. I think Jürgen's incredibly slow through the corners at least.
Sorry, not Jürgen, Friedrich. So the gap at the top is 3.7 seconds for Storm from Dr. Special Energy and Lee Nell.
Credit to Mad G as well. Again, he's sticking in there. Hey, look at
Most
Stab, he's so
definitely.
much faster.
Stam on the back of Jurgen. Jurgen's made a mistake, and that's a very simple move for the Greek driver.
In fact, that's probably the best way Stab would want to get past him there, really. You just kick on now. You gotta take this as just playing into the Williams' hands.
The gap at the top is only increasing though as we look at Storm. Take a look at them. 17 laps complete here and 31 on the clock. Not long to go as we head into the final.
That's still 14 laps.
14 laps, yeah. Drivers will have to think about pitting soon. Such as the top four.
Do you know what? I think it's this game he's really struggling on those tyres.
Well, he's done 16 laps now. I think the tyres are past their best. I just think the hard tyres are really not working out for gaming unless he decided to run a different setup. Psychomich pits. I wonder if the team's brought enough wings to this race.
I think we have infinite wings, but wings, my friend. But you know, that thing. Do you have infinite wings in the game?
I don't know. When you go test it. You ran out of time before you ran out of wings. No, I'm retired. I'm not allowed in the car anymore.
I'm also retired.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed in the car anymore. You're like Chandok. You have to do everything.
Look at the Friedrich, mate.
Friedrich right on the back of Gaming Things as he tries to line up a move on the British driver. Does the Norwegian. Ice front is the call from the race engineer as he keeps his eyes on the Aston Martin sponsored car. And the Aston Martin Red Bull is going to be under pressure as Friedrich cuts the corner quite convincingly there. As he hits the wall on exit with his rear tyre, he's okay though as his mean pumpkin face starts to laugh a little bit as he gets closer to the back of the Red Bull.
I think we'll see Gamey box soon.
I think we'll see him box his lap, to be honest. Nope, okay. Now with another time penalty, and that's going to start to affect his podium chances. Friedrich to the inside line.
Up the inside, job done.
Very simple move there, as Gamey's really struggling on these tyres.
And Stab's got up about 3 seconds so because his gap was 16 seconds.
Yep, time is going to start cascading
Matthew's
down.
Closing in as well on Lee by a lot of time. It was like 9. It was about almost a second going up to the straight, and that was 5/10. Lee definitely struggling on those mediums.
Do me a favour, can you look at Storm's race data on Race Director and see if does it tell you the tyres? So I wonder if he's double stinted on the mediums.
He has double stinted.
Has he? So he'll have to stop for the hards at some point,
yes.
Or the softs.
Or the softs. Now
the question is, we don't know how the softs will behave and how long they'll last because we haven't seen any soft running here in GP3. And Mad G,
I'd say about 8 laps.
We shall see what happens as Mad G looks to the inside line on Lee. G and Lee is going to have to get through soon. Is Mad G.
To be fair though, you got to be thinking, will Mad G will he be a double Williams podium today? Because it's not out of the question. If I'm Mad G, they might box soon and gone to another side medium today. I don't think he's double stinted. No, he hasn't. He's done hard. I think if I was to I'd box again.
Softs will, according to laser law, the softs will last 3 laps.
I think that's a bit harsh.
What? The softs will last 3 laps? That's not harsh, that's just a fact.
I don't think that's true. 3? No, that's a joke.
Well, they disintegrated at Hockenheim a few seasons ago, which caused a mass level of drivers having to swerve and fight. By lap 6, you'll be spinning.
I think 6 laps is more of a route.
As now we see the Williams putting pressure now on the Toro Rosso. Jurgen Mel being passed by Trainman as Jurgen Mel pits. Trainman's not got a bad gap. He can power down 10 laps, 10 seconds and try and pass it. Whoa, as Magic gets closer to the gearbox of Lee. And Billy's not far away from this fight either. Gamey's probably trying to go as far as he can and just hope for a second safety car.
It's not out of the question around here. Yeah, that would really ruin Stam's race, wouldn't it?
It really would. I think it ruined a lot of drivers' races because I think most drivers would pit then. As a battle for third becomes a three-way fight, and more fireworks go off outside of my house.
He made a small mistake there, and now Radji's probably going to be thinking to go to the inside. Here he is.
Lee on braking's better though. In Toro Rosso, much better than the Williams. He says that the brakes are in the Italian car.
Radji though, he's going to be getting more angry and frustrated with himself, but he can't get past Lee at the minute. It's been multiple laps now.
Any move he makes now has to be calculated. He has to know that if he makes a mistake trying to overtake Lee, he will lose his 4th place to Billy, who hasn't stopped yet. Oh, Lee's making more mistakes. Lee's in serious trouble. Lee's round. There's contact. And Lee's lost his nose.
Imagine he's got a box.
Maggi pitting.
That's strategy there.
Lee now pitting. And that is... Well, it's all Lee. It was not Lee's fault. He lost it. Now, did Billy sustain any damage in that accident?
I think Maggi did, but this strategic pit.
No, Maggi didn't, but no damage on Billy's car, as reported. But Friedrich now is going to be thinking about moving. I think we'll see... Stam is at least going to be 3rd at this point.
I think he'll win.
Questions. We will see what happens. With 12 laps already on the clock.
His closest contender is definitely Special Energy, I believe. Because there's no way to be Storm, because if Storm does go on the softs, his tyres will disintegrate quickly. I'll just lend itself to Stam now.
I wonder whether Storm is going to try. And I wonder if Dot Special Energy is going to try.
Well, he has to box, so I don't know why he'd go to hard.
But Dot Special Energy's got to stop box as well.
Yeah, but Dot Special Energy can go back onto the set of mediums. Storm can't.
Maybe Storm is looking to go on to... If he has enough of a time gap and he has enough tyre, he can pit and then go onto it.
No, but he can't go on the mediums again.
No, but he can go on the hards and he can hopefully get everyone else when they're on low tyre.
Why would he go on the hards already?
Well, because he doesn't want to pit.
I think he's pushing for softs.
Well, then he's pushing for softs, and if he crashes, he crashes. It's his choice.
No, but what I'm saying is, I think if he does push for softs, it's the wrong strategy because his tyres will disintegrate too quickly. I think that lends it more to Stam.
Well, what lap should he fit then?
Now and go on to hard tyres. I think he's left it too late.
People in the chat, do you want to lend your opinion on this? I have no opinion. I'm just curious.
I know this sort of tyre gamey thing goes on. I think if you do...
Gamey's going on the mediums. Gamey's going on the mediums. Straight away.
He is. That's strange for how long he left it, but you know.
Well, I don't think it is actually. He's got some pretty good speed, and he's going to come out in at least 8th.
I'm perplexed by some of these strategies, but that's just me. That's my silly opinion, as always. That's Lee now.
Maggi pressuring. Sorry, Maggi pressurizing. Train man right in the back of Storm, cracking a little bit with his tyre starting to wear. DRS opening now on Maggi's car as he looks to the inside line, and he does make a move. I've just thought though, we haven't counted the fact that these will be fresh soft tyres, so maybe they'll go a little bit longer than the 7 laps as predicted.
Maybe even so. Doesn't matter. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I'm always just in it, so...
This is always interesting to see what will happen at the end of the race. Friedrich, though, looking to pass Billy. I don't think Friedrich will be able to make it the end of these tyres. I don't think another 11 laps on these tyres will work.
Neither do I, but he's been on 2 sets of hards, strangely.
So then he will be going to medium tyres. Yeah, well, he's hoping to try and stretch out. Honestly, I don't know what the strategy is going to be right now. Lee is in P8. Well, that's the joy of sim racing. So many different strategies. That's the joy of having a wet qualifying session. So maybe they should enact those sprinklers, like Bernie said.
Oh God. Jesus Christ, that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever had in my life. Yeah, well, no, I've heard more ridiculous things. Yeah. Like what?
Drivers driving without the Nomex underwear. Lee now fastest man on track, as now we see Gamey Things passing GA, or attempting to, but the Scotsman stays ahead, and the British driver pulls the inside line, and does, oh, that's the wrong way, does manage to get through on the Scotsman.
My thinking is Storm's going on soft tyres.
Alex is thinking. You smell through some empty box starting to feel and smell like bacon.
I'm very surprised by his strategy. I think he's shot himself in the foot. That's too personal.
There's lots of different variations in the chat. People saying the Mad G's got the best strategy of the race right now.
You can't catch 14 seconds up to Stam.
But what if Stam's tyres dramatically wet? Because we saw how much that they were struggling before on the hard tyres.
Well, no, he's going to run less than Friedrich, and Friedrich's still got decent pace.
There's also there's a huge amount of this disorder. The chat's as confused as we are.
Now in comes Storm. I think he'll go for softs. I think he'll run softs.
I think I'm gonna go for the other option and say go for the hards. He's got a penalty that has just destroyed his race. Questions and answers. Billy is carrying on, and Doc Specialty pits as well. So,
I see the red mark. I think it's a bit early.
They are softs, so soft tyres for 2 drivers, and Doc Specialty having to wait for the 5 seconds, waiting, and they get onto the car. That has destroyed his chance.
Mediums.
Has he? Oh, mediums. Okay.
It's telling.
So everyone has been perplexed. I wonder if Storm could do this. This would be a right royal job.
No, he's not going to catch 10 seconds.
Well, we shall see what happens.
His tyres will be dead.
But he's on the freshest tyres.
His tyres will be dead. That's my opinion.
Well,
I'm always the cynic, mate. I've told you. I've said this twice already. Always
well,
the cynic.
we will see what happens. That's the joy. Everything in something weird can always happen in Formula 1, and it usually does, unless it's Lewis Hamilton.
I like the fact the chat is as perplexed as we are, though. It gives me some hope that I'm not an idiot.
No, it just gives me some hope that I really am an idiot.
You know, and right now, Stab, you see some of the sights, mate. He's got this one locked in, I think.
I wonder though, you never know, with these two in front, these two are both hard racers, they could end up making contact and taking Stam out themselves. Who knows, well, maybe a UFO will come up and pick up half the grid.
I think they might box.
I think definitely we'll see Friedrich pit. He cannot go more than 20 laps on the hard
Billy
tyres.
Win this?
No. I don't think Billy will win this race.
Well, when will Friedrich box?
I think Friedrich's going to start braving it to the end, but I don't think his tyres will make it.
He's going to have to lose by braving it, has he, really? If he pits, it's going to fall way back.
So now we see 24 laps completed, just started, or 23 completed, just started the 24th. Gaps are coming down. Questions and answers we'll get at the end of the race.
Special energy on train, man. This is something we rarely see. Special energy's got so much space around here, but Fairman's also just win again. What's this?
I think that might still be the same broken. That described Ferrari's race in Austin and here.
Nice voice crack there, mate.
It's alright. It's only under Norris. Forever.
I don't know. We still don't know whether he's grown pubes yet, but we'll find out.
I can tell you now. I've grown fuse.
No, I know. Thank you.
Train man going on the softs too. Same with GA. So those two thinking, what do we have to lose? I can tell you're growing pubes. I have a beard. If I haven't got pubes by the time I get a beard, then I've got a problem. There's contact!
Friedrich's tapped, Billy.
Yeah,
and
look,
lets him go.
He put the brakes on though, saying, okay, look, I'm not going to gain an advantage from that. There's Billy weaving a little bit.
Someone that did gain an advantage was Stam. Almost a second, though.
Those hards last forever, says Dantan. So they might not pit. This will be interesting. Because I don't think either one of these guys are going to want to give up anything to Stam, which can still bring Storm back into this.
I don't think Storm's closing it off, though.
Right, okay. But if Stam hasn't started battling yet, and none of these guys have properly started battling yet, once Stam gets involved in this, it'll be three-way fight. The time will just bleed away.
Always the cynic, mate. Always the cynic.
Well, be a little bit, be a bit of an optimist this time. Because I really think...
I love how every time I always think, like, well...
The thing is, this is now going to be a battle of wits. Who's Storm the fastest on the track, of course, but now there's a huge amount of lag through turn 1. I do apologise. That isn't me. Whoa, my God.
Yeah. It is you.
What on earth is going on here? Okay, stabilised now.
It's all you. Here comes Friedrich. Here comes Stam. Stam's got incredible straight line speed though.
He has, but he's not going to be able to get through because he's got the battling. Friedrich to the inside line, there's contact there! And Stam's running to the back of him!
No, he didn't. No touch.
No, he did. They did touch. I heard the touch. So there was a touch.
Was Friedrich?
No, it was Billy. That was White. Billy letting him through. So Billy knows because of his damage he's got to get through.
This is going to give Storm at least a podium.
Well, look at how the gaps disappeared. I said it would disappear if they started battling, and that time they really started battling. Friedrich, oh, they touch, and that's exactly what couldn't have happened. There's damage. Friedrich sending Stam into the wall. Damage on both cars, and now it really is looking towards a Storm victory.
Also, Maggi and Lee now podium, really. All these
We
guys
will
have
see what
massive
happens.
damage.
We will see what happens because these guys can try and carry on. It'd be really foolish to try.
Might as well. They're going to lose. They're going to lose 30 points if they don't.
Oh, there's going to be a punch up later on.
What happened between the two?
Friedrich lost the rear end at turn 8, and Stam was up the inside, and he just spat into him.
Friedrich's got so much more damage than Stam though.
No, he's not, because Friedrich's not. Oh wait, no, Friedrich's got one end plate, and Stam's got none. So
how is Stam still going?
Stam is braving it, and now we see what happens. And this is going to be a major incident. I think we'll see a lot of things for the Stewards later. DRS opening on Storm's car. He will, even on the fresh tyres, he's really struggling to catch that car with a whole lot less drag. He's going to try it on the inside. Look at the speed, but he won't try it now.
How is Stam still going? He's still got around the corners.
No, he's not anymore, and that's it for Stam. And race over for Williams to get a victory here in Singapore.
Can Billy hold out though?
One car, Yogamel, has been absolutely demolished by someone in turn 1, demolished by 2 cars, Psychomich and by Ugo Trainman. And now Storm has 1 car between him and victory, and that car also has damage.
Should Maggi get a podium here? Because I don't know whether Friedrich's tyres will last, you know.
No, I think Daniel, I think that that Friedrich lost the rear end because I thought he was seesawing, but that might just be my memory.
And Maggi's on medium, so if Stam lets him through, which he should do, because teammates and instructors, and also everyone apart from Storm has wing damage up there.
Well, there's no rule ever saying that drivers have to let their teammate through.
No, I get that guy. I expected it to.
Well, you can expect to, but I think it's Stam has got no nose, so he has to let through. And Billy pits. He knows he can't carry this on. Storm is into the lead of the race. Now the question is, how long can he last these tyres?
I think Maggi's not out of it yet, mate.
I don't think anyone's out of this race. Stam with more time penalties.
Gap to leader on. It's currently 7.6. I wonder whether 7 lap mediums is in better condition than.
Well, penalties are still going to be applied, remember?
I'll check Maggi's penalties. Maggi has got 1 penalty. Storm has got 8 seconds worth of penalties. So all he needs to do is get within 5 seconds of Storm and he's winning.
What about Friedrich?
Friedrich!
See, you completely forgot that the French car was still there.
2 penalties.
Okay, so questions and answers will be
answered.
No,
Friedrich's got to get within 2 seconds.
Okay, so Friedrich has to get within 2 seconds to win this race.
So currently, Maggi, if he can close up 5 seconds to Storm, he wins.
Gaming things with a time penalty now, and so Maggi has got to stay within 2 seconds of the car in front, which he is just outside of. Sector 1 yellow flag, Jürgen is out.
Absolutely not, mate. 3. 3 for Maggi, it's 5 for Storm.
Okay.
3 for Maggi and 5 for Storm. Because Storm's got a 5 second time penalty.
So really, he has to pass Friedrich soon and just get on with it.
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, the soft and done, says Laser Lord. Let's have a check. They look pro right to me. Oh, actually, that didn't sound very good. I might be eating a bit of humble pie soon. No, that's it.
This could have had Mad G. Would this be his first victory in SFR?
I believe it will be, because he's only just started league racing.
He's closing into Friedrich as well, just on the basis of the wing damage and the tyre. Lee Nell could get a podium here, that's what I'm saying.
Penalties! Lee often
That's
carries a few penalties, and I think he's got more than Jordan.
He's got 3, and Jordan has got 5.
No, Maggi won yesterday, apparently. But that wasn't in his division. He will win in this division.
This is his technical first win in terms of people at his own level.
His first win as a full driver. It's a word we were train man out the race. No, that was optional. So 10 drivers with it, and now the endurance race begins. Who will stay in this race? Because everyone will now get points. And train man. Oh, there's contact between Maggi and Friedrich. Renault really struggling on those tyres. Actually, I tell you what, if Friedrich keeps slowing up Matt G, he can still lose this race, as now he's outside. Oh wait, no, another 3 seconds he'd be outside of the penalty window.
Oh no, he's still out. He's out of the penalty window at the minute.
Oh yes, plus his own 3 seconds as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where I failed maths, but we know that Storm's tyres are only going to get worse.
And Mad G's are going to be in decent condition for the rest of the race.
They are, but this is now down to Friedrich. How's Friedrich going to seriously get in the way?
Friedrich's going to struggle at the last corner, we know that.
Sector 2 and 3 yellow flags. I think that's Psychomich. Now we look to the back of the Renault, and where can the Williams go? He's got to try and do it. The Renault, he's letting him through.
Yeah.
He's let him through because he knows that he was going to use holding him up too much, and now Jordan and Lee are coming to play as well. God, everyone's come to play today.
Clear air for Mad G now. He needs to get 2 seconds, which I think as the race goes on he will get. That's me personally.
Lienel looking to the inside line on Friedrich. And the Honda-powered car's got so much more speed. The Renault just cannot. You just cannot get back at him. And the racing point is all gone wrong for Friedrich after that contact with Stam.
Mate, Stam though, he could close up to a Billy here, and that'll be ever crucial in the title race.
Best he can do is 7th, barring penalties.
He's also got the fastest lap point as well.
Okay, yep. The best he can do is 17. Yeah, every point is crucial, because remember, Sven crashed out within the first 3 cars to have accidents in this race. And wow, Dr. Special Energy is going to try and get through on Friedrich, but it's going to be really aggressive. Storm should be struggling about now, everyone's saying, yep, the gap has come down. It's literally a few microseconds away from him to stand this through. I'm running out of words because there's too many things happening. We're heading towards the second to final lap of the race, and the penalty window is open and it's closed again. God, these two guys are ebbing and flowing. I'm gonna have a heart attack. Friedrich is seriously blocking Top Special Energy, not knowingly though. He's just continuing on with his race. He doesn't care who he stays ahead of.
This is helping me now as well.
It is. And Friedrich is seriously not helping the Doctor, and the Doctor is seriously mad. He's going to fly into his TARDIS and disappear soon, and he has, though, started to pull alongside the... I have to drop behind the Canadian team, even though it's based in Britain.
Catching Mad G as well.
I think he's going to... Yeah, I don't know whether that was a bad couple of corners, but the gap is definitely coming down. Let's have a look, have a check, and the tyres are as bald as my granddad.
Well, he's got 2 laps to make it to the end though. If he gets a puncher, that'd be drama.
The gap is now under a second for second place. I tell you what, Lee can ruin this. If he starts battling with Mad G and makes Mad G having to go offline, having to lose time to the car in front, he can really, really hurt this.
I know, but he's reining in it. He's reining the timing so much.
Yeah, but remember, Lee and him are on the same tyres. Lee doesn't care. He's going to try and battle for whatever position he gets, even with penalties. So he's going to, if he battles, he can ruin this, because they can lose a second in 1 lap, easily battling, as we saw earlier.
Also, one lap we losing, so especially through this sector, there will be Storm.
The gap is coming down, and now we wait as we head towards the final lap. Lee scuffing the wall just a little bit, as GA is close to the back of Psychomich.
I think Lee will be happy he finished second, to be honest. Even if he doesn't actually finish second. They could be happy for the second, but if he does finish...
God, Lee, calm down with track limits, mate.
And Radji's got to catch 3/10 in this next lap to call himself Grand Prix winner.
Storm has started the final lap of the race, and Lee is under pressure from all sides right now as he tries to gain time. As we see gaming things passing Friedrich for a 5th place finish, hopefully. Maybe even more if these guys go getting tangled up.
And Madji is looking like most likely now he'll do it, unless any mistakes.
There's still an option. Remember, there is a driver 8 seconds ahead, and that is Storm. Keep an eye on him, though, because he's going to be getting ready to finish the race soon.
It's literally under a 10th here, isn't it, really? Can he hold this out, though? This is going to be the closest finish. Possibly in SFR history, technically, in terms of time.
Lee is right there. He's got to try it.
Oh, somehow he's got a 10th and a bit from that one corner.
He's had a puncture. No puncture. I thought he had a flat for a moment.
But though, look how much he's like leaning. He's not enjoying it.
So we're heading into the final sector now, and we're going to have a look at Storm. He's battled through the field. He's going to win the race on track, and you can't take that away from him. But at the same time, on penalties, he is going to take this away. So if he
almost lost in second on this lap. This is incredible.
So the tyres are definitely dead now on the car. But you got to say, it's incredible. Without penalties, he would win this race.
He would, yeah.
Which is such a shame. Sector 2's yellow flags are waving even more. But now, you see, Storm will come across to finish the race in P1. He won't win the race. The fireworks go off for the wrong driver. And even more penalties are handed because Matt G is going to win this race. And he does win the race. Does Linnell finish in second? Dr. Special Energy wins the race! Where did that come from?
I am gobsmacked. What a win for the Doctor.
Oh,
that's incredible.
My goodness me. That came out of absolutely nowhere.
I tell you what though, mate. I think Storm be like, I finished first and came third. How's that happened? But
I think Lee's going to feel horrible for finishing in 5th. But I'll tell you what, Dr. Spencer has just want me back in. That's such a massive margin. We completely discounted the racing point, but he has, in fact, won the race. Wow!
That's incredible. Credit to Mad G, though. In those last few laps, he was hounding in Storm.
Absolute shock has befelled the SFR community as one of the nicest guys in SFR.
His first ever win?
I believe that is. We will check with it in a minute, but Dr. Special Energy wins the race here in SFR, and we're all shocked, but nonetheless. So he is going to stand atop an all-British podium ahead of Mad G and ahead of Storm, who made it to the podium nonetheless. But Dr. Special Energy is going to lift that trophy high.
Much respect. These guys.
Where it came from, I don't know.
What a race, an all-British podium. More credit to these guys. JB, run it down, because that was one of the best races I've seen all season. I'm not even going to lie. That was incredible.
That was his first win. He has told us he can't join the chat though. But Dr. Specialty, with no penalties, wins this race ahead of Magi in P2. Storm, who won the race on the road, is finishing in P3 ahead of Gaming Things, who finished in P4. Lee Nell will finish in P5. Friedrich will finish in P6. Stan will finish in P7. Such a drastic returns. I think we'll see the stewards have a look at that soon. Billy will finish in P8. Syke and Mitch will finish in P9. And GA will score the final point of the day in P10 and be the final finisher. Drivers who did not make it to the flag were Trainman, Jurgemel, Fefster, Hunter, Sven, Topics and Ash. What a very, very interesting race.
That was probably one of my favourites of the season. What about you?
That was absolutely phenomenal. Unpredictable. Yeah, I've just seen, mate. And well done.
We're not even hyping this up as like being commentators. That was genuinely really good.
Storm has just said that his tyres were 75% at the end. So, shall we get them in? Well, shall we get two of them in?
Let's get two of them in. Let's talk to them.
We are looking for Magi.
Because we can't talk. Credit to you, Special Energy.
So Magi He has. So we're looking for Magi and we're looking for Storm. So we'll just get Storm out of the chat.
Ciao. But first of all, congratulations, there, Maggie.
Thanks.
We thought we completely disregarded special energy. We thought you won it.
Not the only one. I've been across the line. I was sitting in mid-chair, put my hands up. I thought I've done it, 2 times in a row. And I thought he's just done it. But I tell you what, oh my god, that was a race and a half. I thought it was gone, honestly. But it was just a strategy, wasn't it? The safety car helped me out.
Well, there is controversy in the chat already because Stam has gone straight for Friedrich.
And I think, I can understand it. Although I don't agree with the words that were said, I understand his frustration. He was on for a good race there, and
Yeah.
although it wasn't his fault outright. But you could, as a driver, that doesn't really matter to you when you're in the heat of the moment. I think.
Yeah, I think the stewards will make their choice about what happens.
Absolutely, I'm just saying that I'm not surprised that that is anger, but I'm not saying it's Friedrich's fault.
Continue with the interview, Alex. You're doing well.
So Maggie, yes, you won yesterday, but how does it feel to win in the GP, or almost come close to winning in the GP3 division? 2 podiums in a row. It's got to be a positive anyway.
It is unexpected, to be honest. I didn't expect that at all. But like I say, some people just making those little mistakes. People tapping each other there. I don't know. I mean, I had a part of me front wing knocked off. I can't think who it was. It was one of the racing points. I don't know if it was. Could have been Topics. I don't know. But I knew he had damage. He was slow, and he just broke it a little bit early. And of course, I went into the back of him accidentally, of course. So I was struggling, but the safety car helped me out so much because I dived straight in. I thought, get the wing change, get a new set of boots on, and crack on. I was behind Ash at one point, and he ghosted on me. He literally ghosted. So I don't know. And then he just quit after that. So I don't know.
Question, I've said this on commentary a few times. Has having a teammate like Stam helped you in the race? Because it seems like having a teammate who is at the top has kind of helped you out a little bit at least.
Having Stam as a teammate, he's awesome. You can't fault him. He's the only one that can take a championship. I'm nowhere near in any sort of contention. I say today just as pure luck with where I got. So last week in Monza I was absolutely nowhere, and I mean I was nowhere at all. I scraped 8th place. No, he's going to help me develop. All depends what I do for next season. Yeah, it's not 100% decided whether I stay here or drop down yet. So see what happens for the remaining races. But I just think this is one of my stronger tracks, and I've proved that today.
Well, my last question to you: we're heading to Suzuka next week. What are your chances there? Do you like it? Or do you hate it?
Well, if you guys are in Japan, I'm going to be busy racing in Russia because it's Russia next.
It is Russia next.
JP, you lied to me earlier.
Yes, I did.
So
I was trying to catch your knowledge.
You made me look like a fool.
You do enough of that yourself.
I took the flight as well. Oh,
so by all means, you can sit in the com box and in Japan next week. But I'm going to be
secret. We're actually doing Super GT next week. We're not even doing F1. We're just doing Super GT.
Anyway, okay, let's just pretend I asked the same question, but I said I said Sochi instead of Suzuka. What's you thinking of Sochi?
It's not my strongest track. I don't have a lot of pace around it because it's quicker track. Quicker tracks I seem to be less good at is the tight point square ones, like to Singapore, like to Austria. This is going to be a difference, so I don't think I'm going to be up there again. But I can see a lot of penalties handed out, so if I don't get any myself, maybe I can jump a few cars. But we'll soon find out next week.
Cool, mate. Well, that's everything I got, Rash. JB, anything from your side?
Nothing. Just congratulations on getting up there.
I know. I almost had P1.
No, I will not do a flip.
We thought you did. We thought you did. You know, but credit to you, mate. And I can't
I'm
wait to see
sorry,
you
I'm
next
tired.
week.
I'm doing
I can't
300
wait
things
to
at once. That's why I've got
can't
Alex
wait to
doing
see-
interviews.
I can't. Well, you said that's a bad thing. I think I've done a solid job, mate. So
You're doing a solid job. Keep going.
I did solo commentary last week, so I can do anything now.
Keep
I
going.
can even walk. Oh wait, can't get that far yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, so that was a disabled joke. Get over it. Anyway, Nate, you've done well today. P2, take it, and we'll see you next week. Not in Suzuka, but in fact in Sochi.
Indeed, I'll see you both soon.
I believe you. Do we have Storm with us? I believe we do.
Don't think he joined. Did he join?
Did you not join us?
No, he did not.
Okay, so we don't have Storm with us. So that is it for for GP3. Congratulations to Storm, who finished in P2, and congratulations to Jordan, who finished in P1. Glad to see my old team are still doing as much as they can to win races at some point.
I liked Mad G's joke there about. Also, you might be heading to Sochi, but no, you might be heading to Suzuka.
No,
but
we're doing Super GT next week. I just didn't tell you. We're going straight down and doing Super GT.
I don't know what Super GT is.
Oh,
so,
you're such a F1 fan. Anyway.
Yeah, I am.
No, you need to you broaden your. Honestly, right? If you have motorsport guys, because F1
I do look at the motorsport, thank you.
Yeah, just with 4 wheels. F1 might be the thing you grew up on, but there's so many other things out there that have got so much more better racing. Nonetheless, though,
including Red Bull Soapbox. I know
that's brilliant.
Racing, but
I love Soapbox.
I love it.
Anyway, next week we're off to Sochi. There was an S in there, but tomorrow we're still here in Singapore. Join the GP2 division. Attack the track with James Cadwell on comms. I can't remember who's on the other commentary seat with him this week. I'm going to check quickly because I need to know, so I can tell everyone so they can have a look. Where's the where is it? Where's the list that we were given? Because we actually did a list this time. It is James and Tom. So James and Tom are on commentary tomorrow, and we will see you next time for the GP4 division. Then join me on Thursday night with Senna doing the abstract streaming as always, and I will be seeing everyone again next week. I'm completely butchering this because I'm half asleep. Nonetheless, though, guys,
see me next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week sometimes.
And yeah. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's good to see JB back, and we'll catch you guys later. Ta-ra, guys! I stole his ending.
At least I can walk. And that will be the end of the scene. Ta-ra, guys!